Going up against this Kansas defense that has put up some pretty good numbers so far this year.
Well-coached group. You can tell a veteran group that's been around a long time. Their head coach down through their staff has done a really good job, of building a group that's got some continuity. It's played a lot of snaps together, good communication. So a good test, a good Big 12 conference test back home.
What would you say is their defensive style, and what do they do well?
Fundamentally sound, well-coached, play hard. They know where they're going to be. They're going to be lined up right. There's not a ton of MAs on film for what they're doing. You can tell they know the defense really, really well. There's not a whole lot of guys running around during the snap and don't seem like they can't get lined up. So you can tell when they turn on the tape if the team's playing hard and well-coached.
Is the flip side to that it's a little bit from a play calling standpoint, or from a what you guys are going to do standpoint, you can dial that in a little bit more?
No, I don't think that there's only a certain amount of layers you can take in. Your bandwidth is only so big, especially when you're a young group, that you can lay on guys. I think we're learning that early on, and I think I mentioned that early in the season was a young group. You're going to have to be careful how much you really lean into what you think the advantages of winning or losing will be. You really got to pull it back and let our guys know to focus back on us. I think that the reality of playing a good, well-coached fundamental football team is we got to make sure we're well-coached and fundamental. Because otherwise you can't make mistakes. Teams will take advantage of you. And that's going to happen when you're young and you're growing, having growing pains. But I think the point of that is making sure that we turn the vision back into what we got to do well to beat a team that's well coached. And I think that our guy, we spent a lot of time this offseason doing that.
After the self-scouting during the bye week, what would you cite as your major objectives for the offense in this next quadrant of the season, so to speak?
I had probably 4 pages of notes in just the first day of watching our stuff, because there's just so many things that in the infant stages we've got to get taken care of. Everything from communication. We talk about cycle of the snap a lot, which is the time from literally the communication of a play call to the nonverbal and verbal communication throughout the group, to the snap of the ball, to the finish of that, to the next play. There's so many things in there that if you get through the minutia of a film with a group, that you get to talk about communication and alignment, adjustments, from combination blocks to where we're lined up on the field to things we wanted to get done. I mean, there's so many things that we got a chance to sit back last week and really poke holes in. And I think the youth of our group got a lot out of it. I had to be careful probably because you don't want to give them so much that they can't, digest it all. But there's a lot of things we got to improve on. I mean, in our run game, which started off really well, being able to manage combinations. I think the thing that guys now understand, and they can understand, is the ownership of your offense now doesn't just go on its own. Ownership involves maintenance. You buy a house, you got to take care of it. You get a good relationship, you got to take care of it. You got a car, you got to take care of it. And a lot of times as a young group, when it starts to go fast and go well, you think you can take your hands off the wheel. And that's not the case. And I think we learned that in the last couple of weeks is you got to put your pedal back down, pull down the rearview mirror, and you got to take care of the business. And that's doing fundamental things that involve first and second down, third down, red zone, ball security, communication, footwork, gaps, combos, catching, routes. All that stuff showed up in the last couple of weeks where we weren't as sharp versus better teams. And that's going to continue. And so I think this week I'm really happy with the coaches and our style and our communication as far as putting it back on us and making sure we're not getting out over our skis.
Kenny mentioned red zone as an area for improvement. You worked on that a lot last week. What have you thought about just kind of what can help get you guys doing?
Yeah, it's always a big thought of mine, always has been, because it's such a critical piece of winning. And ours is a little bit skewed. I think we got like 13 plays of victory, weirdly enough, like in taking knees down there, which I'm trying to throw those out sometimes. But there's still a bunch of plays in there where we've got a ball on one that's off about 3 feet on just the location of the ball. We've got a missed block up front on a core play that you get right one week and wrong the next week, and it's the same look because of just the youth of the trying to doing it. So red zone scoring is a big deal, and I think our guys understand that. We spent a lot of time on it. You saw us doing a lot of it today. Just the timing and the intricacies of the space of the field is smaller, more compact, and you got to be right. And when you're playing good football teams that have been around a long time, been coached well, been together, then those guys are able to know exactly what they want to do, and we need to be able to make our adjustments. So
when you view it through the window of it's his first 4 collegiate starts, how do you feel Sam made it through the first 4 games, and your hopes for him moving forward in this next part of the season?
I mean, I'd be totally remiss to say that I'm not encouraged by Sam's development in 4 games of playing as a starter and really a freshman role. in a new offense, right? I think he's done a really good job of leaning in and trying to learn each week. He's seen 4 different defenses. He's had to build, carrying the load in certain situations gets tough when you're a freshman. You know, that plays a true freshman. I've had a bunch of true freshmen coached. I think the onus there on all of our plates is to make sure our young quarterback doesn't feel like he's got to win it on every snap. And I think that's a big communication, is playing within that one snap, not trying to win it on every snap, not trying to make a play on the second play of the game, not trying to force a ball in spots where it doesn't need to be and live the punt. And that's growth. That's what that position's all about, is finding out how you got to learn. So I'm extremely encouraged, and his work ethic continues to be, top grade.
What can the versatility of a healthy Raleigh Brown provide the offense?
Explosiveness. I mean, he's an explosive player. I mean, he has big play capability all over him. He's got to get back on the field and get hit, take care of the football, know what we're doing. But he's a big play guy. That's why he's here. That's why we recruited him. And his role in the offense is only going to get more and better each week. And so I'm excited to get him back out here healthy and to be able to warm him up.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot.